What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to work on getting the H2b kit on this motor. So as you can see, it's obviously on the engine cart now versus the engine stand. This is just easier to work on. I can spin it around, I can do whatever I need. It's lower, and honestly I like working on it at this level. It's just easier for me. I can roll around, do what I need to do. Don't have to. It's really easy to maneuver on the cart. So, but as you can see, I got. If you're not familiar with the H2b kit, you got to knock this piece down, make it flush with the block. You got to cut this down a little bit. That way the bolt for the starter will go on, and then I got to put a dowel pin in here, which I got one in the freezer to get cold, and then I'll probably warm this hole up and tap it in. It's not really necessary, but I'm gonna go ahead and just do that just to make it easier on me. But we'll go ahead, start cutting that top piece, get the H2b plate on, mark where I need to cut on this. That way I make sure I don't cut too much. I just need to cut just enough. I mean, can't really cut too much. I mean, there's gonna be enough there to support it. It's not a whole lot that needs to be cut. So, but we'll go ahead and get that stuff set up, and I'll get you guys set up and go ahead and start getting after it. This is the bolt that goes in there. So it sits in this slot. So it can go wherever it needs to go. This is for the starter. But it looks like we cut that flush. Looks like it's good. So I'll go ahead and get oh my gosh. Anyways, alright. So we'll go ahead and get this dowel pin for here. Get that set in. And then we'll go ahead and get this plate on. And then get this thing, all these bolts in and torqued down. And then, honestly, the plate portion of it will be done until we get to the transmission. Alright, we'll go ahead and get that dowel pin in. Get a rubber mallet. Look at that. Right in. Now we'll get our plate on. Line up our dowel pins. Get a rubber mallet. Ooh. We're good. Alright. Go ahead. Get these 4 bolts in, mount flush. I don't know why I'm using that. Just snug it up. Get that. And I also believe this is supposed to be torqued around 25 pounds. Could be wrong. Go ahead and get our torque wrench. It's torqued. That's all torqued. Should be good. And then double check and make sure this still fits in there. Looks like it still fits just fine. I don't think we will have any issues there. Alright, so now this will probably get dirtied again because I don't even know if I'm going to put on the clutch or not yet. I mean, I guess I ain't got no reason not to put it on. So I have a diamond claw for this, and here, you see my pretty face. If I can get this thing to zoom out. Alright, so I got a diamond claw for this, and not exactly sure how I feel about it. You have to take this pin out. And to be honest, I'm not 100% sure on how I feel about taking that pin out, but I also want the diamond claw, but also at the same time, I really don't need the diamond claw. So, if you guys are new here, sorry, dropping stuff. If you're new here and not up to date with what's going on with my car, man, I can't get my stuff together. I'm gonna try to go on a non-edit on this one. We'll see how this goes. Anyways, so if you're not familiar with my setup, or if you're just now subscribing and haven't watched any of my videos, my first video, I had an H23 A VTEC blue top. For those of you that don't know, that was what was originally in this. Yeah, Civic shelf, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, so that's why I have to do all these modifications to this block, is because this is a new block. This is an H22A closed deck, stock bottom end. There's nothing done to it. It's completely stock, other than me putting bearings in it. Anyways, so what happened is my crank came off, actually. I have the original QSD kit, and this is what my spacer looks like from the H2b. Long story short, flywheel bolts backed out. I had a lot of catastrophic issues along that led up to that. I'm sure, not really sure where that went, but anyways, long story short, that got all messed up. I am actually running a super single comp 1 clutch is what I'm going to be running now. Before, obviously, I was running the spacer with a stage 4 competition clutch, which that thing, I put that thing through hell. I'm not even mad. But it's pretty tore up. I'm pretty sure I still got it in the car. But go back to what I was saying. Anyways, this is just kind of what I'm doing. I want to use the diamond claw, that way I don't have any issues with the flywheel bolts backing out again. This kit was together for 7+ years, taken apart a few times, and flywheel bolts might have been taken off twice. The whole build. Your boy's cheap and didn't want to buy new ones, so I just left it on. I always check the torque and make sure that they were good and tight. This past time, when I pulled the motor out to paint the engine bay, I did not check the torque on the flywheel bolts, and kind of find out that finally bit me in the behind. Anyways, so this is where we're at. We're getting the flywheel. Probably gonna get the flywheel on, get the clutch on here in just a few, and then just trying to get ahead of the game. But I'm still trying to figure out whether I want to take that dowel pin out or not. The H2b flywheel has the cutout for it. I haven't quite figured out what I want to do with that yet, but we'll get back to that. Let's run to the next clip. Alright, it's time to install the clutch. I ended up just not worrying about that dowel pin right now. Everything's already assembled, and to be honest, this clutch might come out sooner than I'd like. So we're just going to run with this and then kind of go from there. So we're going to go ahead and get this out and get this unwrapped and get it on the motor. And then that's it. Clutch is installed. Man, I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't really look that good on camera, but I like it. But it's installed and we're ready to go. Transmission can go on now. It's sitting over there waiting. and then get this thing rolling. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and get the intake on. Was gonna try to get the transmission on, but I do not have anything to lube up the shaft on the transmission over there. So I'm gonna wait on doing that. I'm just gonna get the intake on. Got to thinking today, I was scrolling on Facebook and realized that the first Cincy Street Nights is in like 3 weeks. So that gave me a real big kick in the ass. I still got to get this fixed in the car, make sure it's running good and everything else. I'm still having truck issues. I need to get the truck fixed. So I got a lot to do for somebody who don't have a whole lot of time to do things. So I'm gonna try to do my best to record things as I go, and just kind of go from there. So let's go ahead and get the intake on and keep this moving.